Hey, what's going on to all of my Capricorns? So let's get into this. Told y'all, I said that I was actually going to put up some more of those, and I did. So, you know, the room should be significantly more quiet now, considering the fact that, you know, there are a lot more of these wall phones here. All of that. But let's get into it for Capricorn. Right, let's get into it for the Capricorn. So, you Capricorns have got the Fool, Three of Cups, the King of Swords, Five of Pentacles, Four of Cups, the Lovers, the Ace of Swords, the Hangman. Oh, is it hot in this room? Whoa, Two of Swords, and last but not least, you have the Six of Swords. Hold on a second. I need to open up the window, though. Hold on. Hold on, though. Oh, it's so hot in here because the heater is on, yo. Like, I don't know why the building cranks it up to that high. But anyway, so what I'm seeing here for you Capricorns is, I'm seeing you Capricorns, you have the Fool, the Three of Cups, and the King of Swords. So this is New York. So this is a situation where the Fool, the Three of Cups, and the King of Swords is that as far when it comes to dating, a lot of you Capricorns have set your minds free from thinking about if you're going to get yourself into a relationship. The Fool, the Three of Cups, the King of Swords just represents, as of right now, you're dating, you're getting to know other people. You're not necessarily worried so much about it, but if it works, it works. If it doesn't, then it is what it is. And a lot of you Capricorns have came to that same conclusion that I've came to, or that I've come to, because let me put a noise. For the noise. But a lot of you Capricorns have came to the same conclusion that I have, due to the fact that, you know, y'all came to the conclusion that I did some years ago, right? 2 or 3 years ago in 2019, that look, if you're gonna date, then you're gonna do just that. How people think of you in the regard of if they think that you're worthy of dating, all that type of stuff, as long as you make yourself a decent person, you're healing from that trauma, you should be good. Other than that, don't be so preoccupied with what other people think of you, because you're really going to be stressing yourselves out, really trying to be perfect, and you know what I mean? Get people to see you as being perfect and the best choice. People will make decisions based upon where they want to go and what type of mindset they have. Because as much as sometimes, you know what I mean, you or anybody think that you're a very good catch, and you may be a very good catch. Sometimes people will choose the worst catch imaginable. And the reason for that is due to the fact that a lot of people will think, why doesn't certain things work out? And the reason why certain things don't necessarily work out is due to the fact that you may think of yourself as being the best match. And in all intents and purposes, you may be the best option that they may have. But they pick the worst option imaginable because they're not in the position right now, here or in here, right? Here and here or anywhere else, to be in a very functional relationship. They may want a dysfunctional one. So the Five of Pentacles and the Four of Cups represents, so this has really allowed you to free your mind up and realize that the best thing that you can do, honestly, is just put your best foot forward. And if the person doesn't pick you, then they don't pick you. And it's okay. And that's all right, you know. You don't always have to trip out and be like, well, why you ain't pick me? I thought I would have been the best one. What's up? This is bogus. The Five of Pentacles, you're learning to walk away from people who don't at least want to try. You're learning to not take it so personally, and that's a very good thing, because that allows you, Capricorn, a lot of a lot of real free creative space. Like one thing that I realize is the more that I stop worrying myself up so much about relationships, whether I was gonna get the person's number back when I used to take numbers, is the more creative I was able to be. Because then it got to a point with me where people was like, nah, I'm not really feeling you. Nah, I'm not really feeling you. And I'm just like, oh, okay, it is what it is. And I was able to be like, whatever, I don't really care, and keep it pushing with my life. And it became something to do, in the sense that instead of me putting so much focus onto it to where it became the crux of my life, right? It became something to do. And like I said before, this was back since when I was like 15. And because of that, I was able to kind of put that aside and work on myself and work on my business. I never ended up becoming a jerk due to the fact that I was able to let certain things, certain aspects about myself go, right? And that's the same type of mentality that a lot of you Capricorns are slowly but surely developing. Like a lot of the zodiac signs, they come to the channel and they want to know, right, stuff like the Four of Cups. They want to know, like, what's the best way to approach. And like, I'm gonna tell you, just like I tell the other zodiac signs that ask me the same question, there ultimately is no best way to approach. Because what you thinking is because like you want a sure thing to be able to figure out how to speak to somebody to where they will want to rock with you, and they'll want to be in like a relationship with you, and they won't ghost you, right? They won't stop talking to you. And it's like, listen, I'm gonna tell you from an experience. I'm gonna tell you from being an experienced data, trying all kinds of approaches. None of that stuff really ultimately worked. It really only ultimately worked when I honestly was just like, look, if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I wasn't a jerk about it. You know what I mean? It was always, I just had the perspective of, as long as you just don't waste my time, I'm cool with it. Cause even if you didn't want me, you could have said something. And I still am this way today. And because it really stuck with me, and it did, and I did well for myself in that regard. And that's the Four of Cups, having this Four of Cup approach, where if it works out and if it doesn't, will really work well for you. The Lovers represents, because we're in a situation like this where you're seeing a lot of the world play into the Lovers card, right? Where remember what it is I said before about the tarot system, and how some of the cards in the tarot system are not necessarily best correctly orientated. Well, the Lovers is one of those cards, because you're seeing a lot of people's idea of what love is not really calibrated where it's correct. It's more so a situation where their idea of love is more so like what the person is going to give them on Valentine's Day. What are they going to get on Christmas? And it's like, so what you're trying to say is you basically getting yourself into a situation where you really just want to be in a relationship with somebody to get what it is that you're going to get out of this situation. And you really expect people to raise their hand and sign up for that and be like, yeah, like I want to go out with this person next. You know what I mean? Or paying for it, or this, that, and the third. And I did I did 4 videos talking about Venus in Capricorn, Venus in Virgo, Venus in Scorpio, Venus in Aries, as to how those are actually the exaltations. Because the Lovers represents you seeing a lot of you Capricorns, right? You're seeing that, and I'm talking about Capricorns. A lot of you Capricorns are starting to also understand what it is, or you should understand what I was talking about in the Venus and Capricorn video. If you don't, go back and watch the video. It should be around here somewhere. Venus and Capricorn, where I explain that there are 4 key zodiac signs that Venus does not do very well in. It's Venus in Capricorn, Venus in Scorpio, Venus in Virgo, and Venus in Aries. Why? Because Venus is more so of a planet where people, their day to day, interact with each other actually from a perspective of wanting to get over on the other person the best that they can. But when you have Venus in those four placements, it requires you to actually have real love experiences. So number one, it actually gives us access that a lot of people, unfortunately, some people, unfortunately, will never actually have access to, which is like real love. And this is the situation that a lot of you Capricorns are starting to see. Some of these people out here have never really been in real love. The Ace of Swords, the Hanged Man, and because of this, you Capricorns now are looking at the dating pool like you really want to be in a relationship, and you know how to, you have a better idea as to how, and you will take up action and do that, right? And you're realizing that love, for the most part, isn't necessarily even based upon what most people want to do or what most people, you know what I mean, is caught up into. What most people are doing today is not even necessarily what real love is. That's the truth. Now, the Two of Swords and the Six of Swords represent how the Two of Swords and the Six of Swords is about you needing to learn how to create certain healthy boundaries, and also that too, learn how to heal, learn, realize where those people from your past relationships, right, was healthy, and realize what was unhealthy about it. And then the things that the Six of Swords represents, and while you're at it too, the Six of Swords, understand that it's time for you to learn to forgive yourself. Because a lot of times too, people spend so much time stunting trying to be perfect. They're not even paying attention to the fact that it's not even about you trying to be, it's not even about you trying to be perfect. You got to get to a point where you strip away the ego. If you get rejected, who cares? And I'm not saying who cares from the perspective of, nobody cares about you. That's not what I'm saying, Capricorn. What I'm saying is you got to get to a point where you're able to see through most of the intentions or the reasons why people reject you in the first place. And that a lot of times it's not necessarily about them rejecting you because they find you unattractive or whatever, right? A lot of times, more oftentimes than not, is really about what they are not, as opposed to who you are, is why a lot of times they're rejected. So if you keep taking that type of stuff personally onto yourself, a lot of you Capricorns will get caught up in that, and here come the insecurities and the self-doubt, like, oh, like, wow, like I'm a Capricorn, I'm flying, I'm this, I'm that, and da-da-da-da-da-da. And this is where you get the revenge plot from certain people, where they start to build up all this importance. And then now when they actually come out trying to date people, right, Capricorn, now all of a sudden they start treating people like trash because they're taking it too personally. They never took the time to understand that sometimes it's not even about you. Sometimes it's about their own personal issues. That's why it is that you can't get yourself caught up like that. But let's clarify let's clarify the lovers. Let's clarify the lovers. So you have this Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords, the Sun, the Nine of Wands, right? The Seven of Swords, the Eight of Swords, again, it stems from a place within themselves a lot of the times, where it's something about them that they don't necessarily know what in the world is going on. But if you get yourself caught up like that, thinking, oh, I got rejected, it was because of something that I did, or was it because how you notice how it is? You notice how it is that most of the times when people reject you, they don't even mention your looks and stuff like this, because see, you got to fill in the blank. What they're not saying is because they've got something going on. You know what I mean? There's been more people who told me no because they was playing than there was people who was legitimately like, I'm really not feeling you at all because of you. You know, there's very little time. I can count it on my one hand. There was people who was like, I'm not feeling you because I really don't feel you, actually you. And it's the same thing with you Capricorns. Now think about how many times people actually think that same way, felt that same way. The Sun, the Nine of Wands, you have to be able to understand that it's not even about you when people reject you. And learn to have fun with your life. Keep carrying on. Keep getting to know other people. And if people don't want to rock with you, who cares if they don't want to rock with you? There's so many people who you could be talking to right around now. Who cares? Let's clarify the Six of Swords. So you have the Hierophant, you have the Page of Swords, the King of Swords, and you have the Queen of Swords. So the Hierophant represents listen to your own gut and listen to the fact that you are light. Okay? Now, what does this total reading have to do with it? What it has to deal with it is you got to learn to change your mentality, that you will get more people come over, get to know you, hang out with you. You will be able to date more people. Make no mistake about that. But overall, the reading overall represents the mentality that you have to change about yourself here and here, really throughout your entire being. Because then you'll move like this as the Hierophant, the person that has a greater level beyond this world of understanding of, if I don't even know how to explain it, like if the person and you don't want to, if the person doesn't want to hang out with you, it is what it is. It's cool. The Page of Swords, the King of Swords, the Queen of Swords, again, it's not even about you most of the times, right? Just think about what it is that I'm saying, okay? And don't allow yourself to get upset. Start taking it out on other people. When people start trying to hang out with you, you start being like, nah, I don't want to hang out with you. Nah, forget about all that. Nah, I'm good, right? So that you start developing that reputation of being upset, right? Because certain people that you may have talked to said no, or whatever the case may be, or maybe they approached you with it, but they was like, nah, whatever. So just think about that, okay? Take that into consideration. Comment on the video, like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share the video. I'm trying to actually make the YouTube channel grow to 10,000 subscribers by the end of June 2023. As of right now, I have 3,475 subscribers. Please, let's try to get it to 3,600. 2,500, all we need is 25 subscribers left. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, set the notification bell to all so you can be notified whenever I drop these videos. Peace.